Good morning. Good morning. Sorry for the delay getting on the stage. And what am I going to say, right? Everything has been said this morning. The United Nations Human Development Report for 2015 has a sentence that you may be familiarized with, has a sentence that deeply touched my heart. Open quote. A critical human deprivation is not using, misusing, or misusing, or underusing the deep human potential of people for human development enhancing work. End quote. When I lost my sight during my university studies and being part of such an old science as physics, which has influenced the greatest technological advances, I thought, this is it. These people are so smart, and there must be a scientific reason for the amount of disabled people in the field to be so little as compared to the amount we are in the community. I also thought my space science community, which I dearly love and respect, must have tried other sensorial capacities to study and explore the data that may have not worked. Astronomy is an ancient science. Its development may be due to a basic human urge to explore the external world, an urge that we all have. I forgot what I was up to say, but it's an urge that we all have. By default, and trying not to give up, I began to use sound to study my data sets. And while analyzing data from a spacecraft exploring for gradients in a region of space known as the inner heliosphere, I decided and began to study if the use of sound could help this professional community to do a better analysis of their data. I wanted to produce a paper with that scientific evidence. It helps or it doesn't help. I carried experiments, my team and I carried experiments, and we evidenced that when a traditional astronomer uses sound as an addition to visual display, it increases your sensitivity or our sensitivity to events that may be difficult to identify with the eye and that may be of importance. At the same time, my mentor, Professor Matthew Schnetz, evidenced with other experiments that people with dyslexia are more sensitive to events that are located at the periphery of the visual field than a traditional astronomer. Can you imagine the applications of all this, of translating space data into sound, to search for the unknown, for vigilance tasks, and possibly to teach patterns of speech or rhythms of spoken words to kids in the autistic spectrum? In astronomy, by increasing your sensitivity, it may be really easy to study how light flickers around certain frequencies. In the jargon, that is known as a quasi-periodic oscillation. That is when you're studying X-ray data for variable stars. But more important than that is the opportunity space science is bringing to enrich and transform current exploration methods of data by bringing on board other learning and coping styles, bringing everyone on board to contribute meaningfully to the exploration of our universe. For example, in exoplanet exploration, we may treat each photometric data point as a musical note, with the pitch determining the brightness and the duration of the note determining the length of a typical or probable transit. This is really promising because it may enrich the time efficiency of the exploration when new sensorial interactions are brought on board and the bandwidth of people exploring is increased. Space science is the doorway to transform this deprivation I spoke of earlier into an abundance. It's a deprivation that exists from school level to the professional level. Unfortunately, it still exists. When I was doing my degree at university level, I passed through a denial phase, and when sneaking a recorder into the classroom, upon playback at home, the only thing I could hear was the sound of the chalk on the blackboard. This is the real power of this world lies in its people, in all its people. That is why the International Astronomical Union established the Office of Astronomy for Development, where I will soon be based, or where I am based, I should say. I'm too nervous, where I am based. This office is rooted in the belief that when a person has the opportunity to use their skills, acquire new ones, and apply those skills, this person's opportunities will widen, and the enterprising and exploration spirit will grow stronger. Space science is data-driven. Many people will say it's mainly data-driven, but to me, it's data-driven. And this is the information age. Access to this information empowers us to flourish out of difficult and often degrading circumstances. It's about people deciding what they want to do with their lives and having equal opportunities to display their talents. Not having access to this information is robbing us from opportunities for dignified and meaningful work. But I'm happy to report today that by analyzing coping strategies as vital for space science exploration, our science, our beloved science, is giving us the opportunity to transform that. Thank you. Thank you.
Please join me in thanking the speakers from the first half of our program one more time. We're now going to take a